this is going to be a great opportunity for Zach. When he was elevated to the number 2 quarterback, it was with the understanding that there's a strong possibility that he was going to play, and to prepare accordingly. He's gotten vast majority of the first team reps. He'll get all the reps today. He'll get all the reps tomorrow. And so we feel very comfortable about Zach's preparation as the first string quarterback, and that he's gotten his normal workload as a starting quarterback would normally get, with the limitations that were placed on Mike. But love Mike, love how hard he's worked to try to get back for his team. But at the end of the day, this is one of those deals where we've got to protect the player from the player.
As promised, here are Ian and Tom now, along with Mark Ross for a front office perspective. And Ian, we'll start with you. Give us more context on what led to this decision to start Zach Wilson once again for New York.
Well, it sounds like this is a decision that was basically made for them. So I know Robert Saleh, the head coach, talked about protecting Mike White from himself, but it was really doctors who just simply did not clear him the injury, significant enough to limit him severely in practice this week. Sounds like he was limited, but really limited, with Zach Wilson getting the majority of the reps, as you would expect he would. He is the healthy quarterback, was also moved this week to the backup quarterback, another sign the Jets probably knew what was coming besides what was said by really all parties publicly. And the Lions figured it out, too, with Coach Dan Campbell telling reporters this afternoon that he also expected to be facing Zach Wilson. So they know they tried. I know Mike White tried through multiple opinions to get cleared, was just not to be. So it is going to be the first-round pick, Zach Wilson, with another chance to be the starter.
And Ian, what Zach Wilson's been doing over the past several weeks is really kind of breaking things down mechanically and otherwise, trying to get back to the player that they drafted number 2 overall. It's not just like he's been sitting there or going through individual drills only. No, he's gotten a lot of reps in what they call their flight school, where you're throwing to some of the practice squad guys after practice, running the same plays that Mike White and Joe Flacco would have been running in practice. He spent a lot of extra time with Rob Calabrese, who's the Jets quarterbacks coach, as well as offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. This is what they had been building him towards. Now, when Robert Saleh kept saying we want to get him back on the field at some point this season, this was probably not the scenario that they had in mind, but here we are, Zach Wilson back in the starting lineup against a very hot Detroit Lions team, Omar.
Yeah, it figures that it was only a matter of time before Zach Wilson was given that second opportunity. And Mark, when you look at the situation unfolding here in Week 15, is this Zach Wilson's opportunity to win back the starting job going forward this season?
100%, Omar. Look, the Jets drafted him number 2 overall because they thought he was their franchise quarterback. So now, after taking these weeks off and everything they talked about, sit and absorb, watch, learn, get better, now here's the chance for Zach Wilson to go into this game. And if he goes in there and crushes it, then the Jets, I believe, Robert Saleh, GM Joe Douglas will say, this is our guy. This is what we wanted. How do we take him out now? So this is all in Zach Wilson's hands, to see if he's learned, to see if he's gotten better and straightened out all the deficiencies that he had. And if he goes and crushes it against the Lions, you have to keep him in there, because this is the guy that you drafted number 2. Look, Mike White is a great story, but he's Mike White, and he's shown that really he's not the guy. The Jets want Zach Wilson to be the guy. So if you're the front office, this is everything you want and everything you dreamed about for taking Zach Wilson number 2. Go there and crush it, Zach. It's your job for the rest of the season. The team believes in him. The organization believes in him. This is what they